Hey Bookies! Today we are going to play like a little twist on two truths and a lie, which I'm calling two lies and a truth because I'm unoriginal. But yeah, so let's get started. If you don't know what this is going to be, and I'm kind of making this up off the top of my head, I'm basically going to take these books that are beside me. I'm going to give you the synopsis, but it's going to be three synopsises. You're going to have to figure out which one is the true synopsis, and which two are the lie synopsises. I don't want you to peek on Goodreads. I want you to guess down below as I'm going which synopsis belongs with which book. And at the end, I'm going to give the answers. So let's start with this one. This one is called The Monster of Cellkirk, Book 1, The Duality of Nature by C.E. Clayton. Story number 1. This is about a green monster who lives in the woods. It was once human, and a lot of unfortunate shit happened to it. And our main character is this monster hunter. She has to go and hunt the monster down in the woods and to save her village. Synopsis 2. This is kind of like The Vanishing Road. I think that's what the title is. The Rules of Vanishing. In which it is set in modern day. There is this contest between these teens, and they have to go into the woods for the night for like some sort of campus orientation thing. It was really not explained in the book. But anyways, when our main character is chosen to go, she accidentally gets transported into this alternate reality. Monsters are thriving in places where, you know, like on your regular storybook, they would be the good guys, but they're monsters instead. And she has to figure out a way to get back home. Synopsis 3. This is about a young girl who was found after a elf-human fight war thing. The elves and humans are fighting, and afterwards her adopted parents go, and they are one of the many people that go and like kind of like scavenge for treasures and stuff like that. They find a baby one day. It's our main character. They raise her, but they realize that something's a little off about her. She might be elf. So they try to they try to spend a lot of her life hiding it, but when an incident happens in the village, she has to run away. She runs away with her friends, and they have to try to figure out how to stop the elves that are terrorizing their village. Alright, the next book is Witchlings by Claribel A. Ortega. I know that this is a somewhat popular book, so maybe this will be an easier answer for you. Synopsis 1. This is a book in which there's this town. It's a magical town. When the children enter, like I think like 13-ish, they get assigned, like kind of like sorted into specific houses where they can continue their magical training. The one house that you don't want to get is the house that our main character gets, which basically means that she's kind of worthless in the society, unfortunately. When our main character challenges this, she accidentally sets her new house, which has two people that she was never friends with, into an unexpected journey to defeat this horrifying monster before a certain date. I think it gives them a week. If they don't succeed, they will be turned into toads forever. Oops. Synopsis 2. This is set in modern day. These kids are just kind of minding their own business when this evil monster attacks. And with the aftermath comes a lot of overprotective laws and everything. Our main character discovers that after the events have happened, that she has gained magical abilities, and a couple of the other kids too, including one of the kids that relentlessly bullies her. So it is up to her and this other friend and this other girl too, to go and figure out what is going on before the government, the scientists, can find them and take them away from their families. Synopsis 3. This is a story about these 3 girls. They are witches, and they are not the good kind of witch, not the good Glenda kind of witches. They are the wicked witches. They go around, they terrorize people, and their pet dog is back here. He's a little fearsome thing. When they accidentally uncover a secret about their town, about why they do the evil things that they do, it sets them off on this journey to try to set the village back to right. The next book, number 3, if you lost track, because sometimes I do, it is Your Life Has Been Delayed by Michelle I. Mason. Synopsis 1. This is about a girl that boards an airplane one day, leaving her grandparents back to home. She boards the airplane. An hour later, she's 25 years in the future. They've entered some sort of time loop. And now it is about her learning to deal with the aftermath of that. Her younger brother is now her older brother. Her parents are really old. She has to go to high school when she should be in her mid-30s. And it's about her coping and what happens in the aftermath of that. Synopsis 2. This is about a girl that is at an airport when a terrorist attack happens that causes her to be stranded at the airport until further notice. All the flights are down, and she can't get back home. When she meets this boy who is in a similar situation, they band together. They have some fun, and it's about them learning to deal with the pain of what is currently happening. Or synopsis 3. This is a book about a girl who has ran away from home. She lives in New York, and now she has illegally she stowed away in the cargo hold. Oh my God! Do not do that. Onto a boat. Onto an airplane, and now she finds herself in St. Louis, Missouri. So it is about her trying to figure out how to deal with all the changes that are going on at home. She has a new stepdad. Her brother is moving out. She has a new little sister. And what it means to grow up with a new blended family. Number 4, Reign the Earth by A.C. Gaughan. Synopsis 1. This is a beautiful story about people who live in the desert. They are very, very peaceful people. But when these, I'm just going to say it, settlers come to their land and try to colonize them, it is up to the main character to figure out how to save her people. Number 2, this is a book about this girl. She is the queen of these, I think the queen or the princess, I can't remember, of her people, and to end this ugly cycle of violence and war that keeps going on, she has agreed to marry I think the prince or the king, I think it's the king, of the other kingdom that is ruling over them. They're very anti-magic, which is something that her people have embraced. And like on the eve of her wedding, she discovers, oh my God, I can bend the earth to my will. It is about her suffering the abuse at her husband and triumphing over that and saving her people. Synopsis 3. This is a story about these people. They live in the desert, and when there is a disturbance at one of their ancient relics, which is a huge library in the middle of the desert, and it is sinking into the sand at a rapid rate, it is up to her and her friends to run into the library to figure out what has upset their great protector, wisdom, God thing that lives in there, to try and figure out what is wrong and how to right it before all of their history is vanished. Second to last book, we have A Curse of Roses by Diana Pinguicha. I'm so sorry, I cannot pronounce names today. I've been up since like 6 p.m. yesterday, so forgive me. Synopsis 1. This is about the queen of a kingdom who is slowly turning, and her people are slowly turning into plants. They are turning into quite an array of quite a bouquet of flowers because of this evil curse that has been laid upon them by this other ruling kingdom. It is up to the queen to go and vanquish them and to figure out what is going on and how she can possibly end this curse and save her people. Synopsis 2. This is about a queen, well, a soon-be queen. She is betrothed. And she accidentally gains a curse of roses every time she tries to eat. what pops into her mouth is instead in flowers, and she's starving. She's literally dying. Her only option is to go and set off on this quest. She sets off on this quest to figure out how to reverse her curse. She finds someone that can do it, but they want a kiss in exchange. And it's a girl. She's betrothed to this guy, and she has very conflicted feelings. It's a very, very sapphic romance book. It's so great. Synopsis 3. This is about a girl who is kind of like a court announcer kind of thing. It's very, very weird, but stay with me. She announces like the names and stuff of all the new royal children that are born, because she could speak to the roses, and the roses are the ones that tell her these things. So when she gets word from the roses that the new queen's child is not a royal, she finds herself in a predicament where she has to escape the kingdom and hide for her life. And there's this whole story about her running off and living with like these Valkyrie women, and training to be like them to fight in this possible war that the roses have whispered to her. And I can't wait for book 2. Alright, so the last book that we're going to play, Two Lies and a Truth To, is Last Girls by Demetra Brodsky. Selection 1. This is about 3 girls who are in the Teen Wilderness Program. If you don't know what that is, it's basically a program that goes and kidnaps teens in the middle of the night because their parents have given custody over to them because the parents feel like they're bad kids, which they're not. So being legally kidnapped and forced into this program, they are forced to survive in the wilderness for 60 days without adequate food, water, and shelter. And it's about them trying to survive and persevere to make it to the end of this program, to see their families again. Option 2. So this is kind of like the Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix. Basically, these are last girls. They are girls that have each survived a mass serial killing in their respective towns. When they all meet up at the same things happen. The killer that was present at all of theirs, who has not been caught yet, has come to the camp to kill the final girls, and it sets off a chain of events and has them trying to survive and trying to save the other children that are also at this camp. Option 3. This is about 3 sisters who are living in a cult. They are called Last Girls because they are preparing. They've been told that there is an end of days coming and that they are going to have to hunker down in a bunker. So when, and like they train, they hunt, and all that stuff. So when they start to kind of question this, it becomes like a question of, are we going to follow what we have been told all our lives and what we have just accepted, or are we going to try to seek out and make sure that this is true before we're, kind of like tucked away and doomsdayified. Alright, so going back through these, The Monster of Cellkirk by C.E. Clayton. The correct answer was number 3. This is about a girl who was found by scavengers after a elf and human fight, and they raised her as her own, but then they discover that she's an elf, and after an incident in the village, she has to run away with her friends, and she tries to figure out how to solve this problem of the elves attacking the humans. That is the true synopsis. This is actually a really good book. I highly love the series and highly, highly recommend. Alright, Witchlings. The correct answer for this one was synopsis number 1. This is about 3 kids that live in a village. When they are 13, their magic, they are sorted into houses. The 3 kids on the cover are sorted into the quote-unquote bad house. They are lower class citizens now, and they don't get to advance their magic. When this one in the middle, she decides to challenge that ruling. They have a challenge to complete, which is to kill this fearsome mass demon. And they have to do it within a week, or else they're going to be turned into frogs. It's a very exciting book. I highly recommend it. It's coming out in April, actually. Alright, for Your Life Has Been Delayed by Michelle I. Mason. The correct answer was synopsis number 1. This is about a teen that boards a flight, leaving her grandparents back to her hometown. The flight is supposed to last an hour. After an hour, she lands, and it's 25 years later, and it's about her coping with all of that. Her younger brother is now her older brother. Her parents are very old. 3 of her grandparents have died. It's very tragic, and it's about her trying to cope with that. Alright, the correct answer for Reign the Earth by A.C. Gaughan is synopsis number 2. This is about a queen, well, a princess, ruler, I don't know. She's high up in her tribe. She's a leader in the tribe. She decides to end their conflict with this other kingdom by marrying the king. He is very against magic, and they make some sort of deal that for her village's safety, she would marry him. But on the eve of their marriage, she discovers that she now has magical abilities, and it's to control the earth at will. So it's about her having to figure out how to survive her abusive husband and to figure out a way to save her village. Alright, for A Curse of Roses by Diana Pinguicha. So sorry if I'm still mispronouncing that. It is synopsis number 2. This is about a girl who every time she tries to eat, the food is turning into flowers, and she is literally starving. She is betrothed to this king, ruler of this kingdom, and she has to make this deal go through. So she seeks out help. She finds the help from this female who says that she can get rid of the curse, but with a kiss in exchange. So it's about her wanting to reverse the curse, weighing in on the deal, and being faithful to this guy. And it's a sapphic novel. Alright, and the last one is Last Girls by Demetra, Brodsky. And the correct answer is synopsis number 3. This is about girls who have grown up in a cult, and they've been prepared and doomsdayified, and they've been told that the end of days is coming. It is about them figuring out if it really is coming, if they should trust it, and how they are handling that, and if they need to escape the cult that they are in. This is also super good. All of them are actually super good. I highly recommend all of them. Alright, that is it. That is 2 Lies and a Truth. I don't know if anyone else has done this before. It just kind of popped into my head one day, and I thought, oh, that'd be kind of cool to try to do. But yeah, tell me your answers down below. Tell me if you saw a book that you really want to buy now. And I'll catch you guys up in a bit. Bye.